I guess welcome to the first episode of the Jeremy and Andrew Show.
That's right.
Oh,
Pretty exciting.
yeah,
First one here.
yeah. I actually forgot that we had a start date.
You were just wondering. I was just texting you, and you're like, "Yeah, what the fuck?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were gonna do this. I'm the one that shouldn't remember things. You should have a pretty clear mind about this stuff. We are working though, and I'm really not right now. So this is all I have going on.
Like I got a little bit of age over you, so like I feel like I started losing my memory right when I hit 30.
You're not that much older than me, though, are you?
I'm 44.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize you were 44.
Just turned.
You actually look better than I thought. Happy birthday!
When
was your birthday? Like how many weeks ago?
About a month ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
sorry I missed it.
Yeah, I don't like to make a big deal about my birthday. Like we're all adults here now.
Yeah. No, I thought you were around my age. To be honest with you.
How old are you?
35.
Okay.
Yeah. So December I'll be one up. 36. So going. I'll be 40 soon, and it's that'll be fun. I guess.
Maybe I never had a good memory. I don't remember.
That's probably the case. So before we started, we were talking a little bit about you haven't taken any drugs.
No drugs.
You've done a couple sips of like alcohol.
Yeah.
Throughout your life. So we would be like considered kind of polar opposites of each other. Because I've probably done pretty much everything under the sun at one point or another. Well, not everything, but never did the fentanyl.
If you anything you haven't done, I'm sure I can,
hook it up.
Yeah.
Whatever's left over in your van at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should tell our non-existent audience that I work at a rehab. I'm a shuttle driver. So it's interesting.
Well, and it is interesting because I also did direct care work for a number of years. Mm-hmm. So I was working with kids with like oppositional defiance disorder, PTSD. Mm-hmm. I was around drug addiction counselors. The whole program was meant to work with the family and try to get them help because a lot of times, it's all related. And I ended up getting fired from there because I threw a paper airplane with a kid. That's a 100% true story. Because the kids they go off in the classroom. Mm-hmm. We literally would have to restrain the kids, and they would they would lose their mind in the class. They would start throwing chairs or fighting each other and stuff. So we would have to take them to another place, have them decompress. So part of that is kind of redirecting them, calming them down, and the kids, none of them were more than 14 years old.
Yeah.
So the kid I was dealing with, I think was maybe 10 or 11 at the time. Made a paper airplane with the kid. Threw it in the room, got him calmed down, and the one counselor that was a manager just didn't like me. She was a bitch, and she ended up basically getting me written up for that and getting fired, which was great.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure you were the most pissed off person.
It sucked at the time. I was driving really far too, so literally I would have to stay overnight. If it snowed or anything, I'd have to sleep a bedroom downstairs. Away from these kids that were basically going to be murderers. So every night I would have to be terrified that somebody's just going to come down and put a shiv in my neck. That actually happened to one girl, not a shiv, but she got transferred from where we were at to another place, and the second she got there, she busted a pipe and she broke one of the orderly's legs with it.
Lovely.
Yeah. 14-year-old girl.
Well, just for some reason, that the emotional intelligence, the toolbox that these kids have to work with, to deal with shit. Oh yeah, just isn't there.
No, yeah, that's true. There's no coping mechanism. There's no love really. They already have abandonment issues, and they're already having physical abuse. sexual abuse, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's like fight, flight, or
right.
Yeah, I actually used to work at St. Gabriel's Hall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as
How
a
long were you there
dishwasher.
for? Oh, wow. Jeez.
A year.
Wasn't there like an escape there at one point where like a car pulled up and a couple of the kids like got in?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
All right, maybe that wasn't when you were there, but I think there's been a number of those at some point. That place always freaked me out because my parents are always like, if you're bad, that's where you're gonna go. And there was all these white crosses outside, and they would say that's all the kids that died.
But in reality,
super bright.
But in reality, you would have to really fuck up, and the judge would have to send you there. Your parents couldn't just, drop you off.
Yeah, they couldn't like volunteer, be like, hey, how much is it to send my kid here? What is it, $100 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, really whip him into shape.
Yeah, so I had to do decent amount of training before I even started at that place. That was the first time I ever had to do PREA training.
Training on how to like wash the dishes really good?
No, this is just how to deal with kids.
How to like...
You ever hear of PREA?
Yeah, that does sound familiar. I don't think I've ever actually specifically like studied it though, but yeah.
The Prisoner Rape Elimination Act.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I have not heard of that actually.
Yeah. St. Gabriel's Hall is part of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia.
Okay.
And they really don't want you to fuck kids.
Jesus. This is our first fucking podcast. We're going to get canceled already. All right. Well, I guess there's always Rumble.
No, this is like anti.
Oh, right. That's true. Yeah. This isn't pro. This is anti. Oh, wow.
And I didn't get fired from that job.
For any of those things that they taught you not to do?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I got laid off.
That's good to know.
At the time, we were having...
So nobody got laid. You got laid off.
At the time, they were having trouble keeping dorms open, so they...
Oh, okay.
It was just a money and numbers issue. The Catholic Church, for being Catholic... They really do act like a I guess I shouldn't have finished that.
Yeah, there's a lot of tensions going on in the world right now too. So, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, that place always used to freak me out. We lived like very close to there too at one point. Like we lived when we moved to the area. Initially grew up around like Havertown area.
Okay.
And then when we moved to the Valley Forge area, we were like right up the road from there, basically. So yeah, that threat was used often. I don't think I was even that bad of a kid, but I don't know.
But it's like your parents had it like a trump card, like a reverse Uno card.
Yeah, it was enough. I guess my oldest brother, he got the wooden spoon to the ass. So I guess I should be grateful that I just got the verbal threat of getting raped in a kid's prison all day.
Spoiler alert, it wasn't that bad. Were there fights? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody was super nice. Everybody was super chill.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Till they would get on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Is that where all the fights happened?
No, in the cafeteria mostly.
Yeah, well, that's where the knives are.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's the best place to do it. Well, after I was working with like those kids and stuff, I ended up working with kids with like developmental disabilities on the autism spectrum. So I did direct care, worked my way up to be a manager at a residential treatment home. So that was interesting because like you're dealing with kids that they're at this place, they go to school there, they live there. Every now and again they would go on like trips with their family would come and visit or whatever, but I mean, it was tough. They were there, and it was like, they were under your care. You were given medication, taking them to trips and stuff, so that was pretty crazy. But, I mean, nothing as crazy as what you're doing, I think, currently.
Yeah. So a lot of what my job entails is I'm going to prisons. I'm picking up, clients, and I'm taking them straight to rehabs.
So what sort of resistance do you get with that? Or these are people that are already ready, or it's like it was court ordered most of the time, so they're expecting it? Like, or is it like, no, they were, what is it called, 402 or something like that?
It's a little of everything. A lot of it is court ordered, but like 99% of the time, they're just happy to be out of jail.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like I do get a little bit of resistance, and I am not the cops. I'm not their probation officer. I can't force them if they don't want to go.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They do know if they decide not to go to rehab, they're going to catch another charge.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So it's in their favor to cooperate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. What one girl I was picking up from York Prison, and her boyfriend like meets us at like a Turkey Hill to give her all her stuff.
Okay. Like her paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Whatever was in her little baggies that day.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Like I call her probation officer to ask first, is this cool? She's like, she begrudgingly says yes.
Okay.
So we're going. I think where the hell are we going? I think we're going all the way down to like Spring Garden, Philadelphia, like a couple-hour trip. She's complaining incessantly about having to use the bathroom.
Never take a chick on a road trip.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Never ever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty new, so I don't know the schemes that my clients use to get out of going to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
So I pull up to a Sheetz, like, believe it or not, I'm not a scumbag, so I like waited in the car for her to use the bathroom.
That's probably good.
And she never came out.
Okay. So when you say she never came out, she snuck out the back, or she just stayed in there and was like, this is my home now?
She snuck out the back.
Okay.
What happened was...
So she made it out.
Like, she never got back in my car.
Okay.
What happened was her boyfriend followed us, the codependent schmuck that he was, and once I turned off into a gas station, pulled up to the other side of the Sheetz, got in and left.
Okay.
And it's company policy, like, I have to wait to see if they want to come back.
Okay, but are you alerting somebody at this point?
Oh yeah, okay. I'm calling my supervisor. I'm asking her what to do because this was like the first time this has happened within my first week.
I'm sure it happened a lot after that, but
here and there, I'm used to it now.
Yeah, well, that's good training for your first week. You know, you knew what to expect right away.
But, like, I gotta wait to see if she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
This schmuck codependent boyfriend comes back and grabs the rest of her stuff.
Jeez. Well, you know, they wanted to party that night, I guess.
Yeah.
They had something to celebrate.
Yeah.
So she ended up with a charge, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what do they just come and she ends up in jail, or they get a subpoena to appear in court? Or
I don't know how it works after.
You're just at that point, it's out of your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, I attempted to do my job.
Yeah.
Do I want to first podcast and tell the most horrific story from this job or any job that I've ever been a part of, or should we like?
We've already gotten into child rape, and you might as well go full board. This is who we are, people. I hope you like it.
Strap in, folks.
There might not be too many of these, so really enjoy them. Unless you motherfuckers hit that like button. So
this is a pilot episode.
Yeah, true.
Like a pilot, like a Muhammad Atta.
Yeah, like 9/11.
All right. So I'm picking up a young woman from Delaware County Prison.
Always is that.
Yeah. The good old GW Hill.
Sure.
And we're going to like the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, like above Pottsville. I think it's like Schuylkill Valley or something. It's about a 2-hour trip.
Okay. Pottsville, shout out Yingling.
So about halfway through, I have to pee. I need to stretch my legs. I figure she might need to do the same. I also need gas. So I'm waiting at the van for her to come back. And she's carrying something that looks like a white eggplant covered in like cloth.
Severed big white penis.
I wish.
You said white eggplant, so.
And she says to me, "What should I do about the baby?"
Wow, what a twist. You guys were not expecting the baby.
And I'm thinking to myself, this wasn't in the training module.
Throw it in the trunk, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thankfully, this Wawa, it's like one of those Wawas that still use plastic bags.
Oh, good.
So
I thought they had one of those baby bins where you can just drop off the baby.
No.
That's fire departments. Do they still have that? Some of them, I think.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like when you would return a movie to Blockbuster, but you put your baby in. So.
What she says to me, didn't anybody tell you I had an abortion before I left the prison?
Well, come on. You should have known that.
Now I know.
Before she left the prison, was this a medical trained professional doing this abortion, or is she got a wire hanger? Okay. This is never gonna make it to YouTube, dude.
Yeah, this is like this is gonna be like the Lost episode.
Hey, let's just say now, this is art, okay? So if you don't appreciate art, then this is freedom of speech and art.
And some art's like finger painting, and that's what we're doing right now.
And everything we're talking about is 100% fictitious. We're made up people.
Yeah,
we're robots.
So
okay, sorry, go on.
So she like finds a bag and like puts it in the trash, and then she gets in the van like nothing happened.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm horrified, but I got a job to do.
Oh my god.
And never spoke a word about it.
No way.
No, it's she was incredibly quiet the whole trip. It's like they gave an abortion to a ghost.
Oh my god. This is insane, dude.
Yeah.
Why would she even still have the baby at that point?
There are so many questions that I don't have the answer to. I just wanted to get her to her location at the rehab. I'm assuming that they have more training, different training to handle that I don't have.
Yeah. Okay. So it does seem like this was not a medical professional that would have performed this abortion.
Who knows? I don't know.
I mean, they wouldn't have given her the
maybe,
body. That would have been a biohazard, I would imagine.
Maybe
right?
It was very like early term, like where she can just take the pills and like.
Not if it's in a blanket and stuff like that. I mean, if it's in a Bounty paper towel, maybe. But if it's wrapped, I mean, like in a blanket, this baby might have been born in the prison. I mean, that's a big baby at that point if it's wrapped in a blanket.
Like maybe my
at least I'm thinking it is.
Maybe my recollection's like a little off, but that's what it felt like.
What week was this on the job?
I think that might have been the same week.
Oh my god.
That girl decided. You
really got the worst right off the bat. There, you really got some of the craziest shit right out of the way.
They
were probably like, this guy's never going to stick around, and then you did, and they were like, yeah, he's definitely a serial killer. If he likes this stuff, he is definitely a serial killer. You don't seem very meticulous, though. You seem like seemed like you'd stab somebody and then like drop the knife and fuck. Like
I would definitely be an unorganized serial killer.
Yeah.
Like I would come with nothing, then go through somebody's stuff.
If you were recruited by Dexter, you like come through the door. It's already plasticed up. You're like ripping it up. Where the fuck? Where you been?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is funny. Well, we do talk a little bit about that stuff at the open mic too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the running gag. Is that you're? I mean, for me, it is that you're a school shooter.
I'm a very nice boy.
You have an air about you.
Yeah,
I really hope you don't own any trench coats.
No.
Okay,
no,
good. Because you're either flashing women in the park or you got a whole arsenal in there. There's really no in between, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm way too cheap for a trench coat.
I think probably one of the... See, here's the thing. When you don't do any drugs or alcohol, really, those are kind of the craziest people in the world. I mean, but the other thing is, like, if you were to, like, get high, maybe you would lose it and fucking kill somebody. Or maybe you would... I don't know. You never thought about it? You've just seen too much shit, I guess.
I was always a little afraid to try new things, so when my friends were experimenting with drugs and alcohol, it just scared me a little bit, so I never did.
Did you ever have anything that personally happened? Like, did you see somebody bug out, or did you see somebody have a bad trip, or did you see something that stuck with you? Nah, it just always freaked you out enough.
Like, I was babysitting my parents' friends' kids when I was in high school. They get home super late. They're drunk as hell. They're like some sort of like really bad fight, and the guy gives the girl the husband gives the wife a gun. It's like, why don't you just end yourself? Ooh. She ends up shooting herself in the stomach.
Next? Oh, geez, that's the worst place to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, after I was done babysitting their kids, that happened. Like, I was already probably not gonna ever partake, but that just cemented.
Yeah, that's pretty traumatic. That's freaky. I don't know how much I should even get into this. My cousin actually was just stabbed.
Oh.
Yeah, he was murdered. Weird though, like really weird. It's not like he was. It was a domestic thing. Domestic thing. Apparently, they always were having a lot of drunken, high issues, arguments. I'm not going to give any more really details out about who they are, what they did, or anything like that. But I will say he was. I guess the story is he came after her. He was a bit drunk, and she grabbed a knife and right through the chest. That was all it took. So that was fucking nuts.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Super, super crazy. So yeah, you go to a funeral and you're like, yeah. It's like, I'm going to a funeral. My cousin got murdered. It's like, what the fuck? Now this is somebody we weren't really close to in the last number of years, probably the last decade or so. But when I was a kid, we grew up together and stuff. So it's a weird scenario. I don't know why I brought it up.
like you asked, what
took a turn for the worst here, I think.
Like you asked, what would happen if I ever actually would partake?
Yeah.
I would probably think, okay, this is kind of fun, but I don't ever need to do it again.
Yeah, that's like parasailing.
Yeah.
I did that once. I never have to do it again. I did that because I was drunk on my honeymoon. Probably wouldn't have done it if I was not drunk. That's a really cool thing about a pool bar. You ever been in one of those?
No.
You probably wouldn't want to be in one of those because everybody's just sitting at the bar for hours and drinking. and not going to use the bathroom. So you can only imagine what they're doing when they're sitting in the pool bar.
Oh, I can imagine. Thank God for all that chlorine.
I saw a video on Instagram. Who knows how it's real anymore? But there was a woman in the pool, kind of voluptuous, and she, was at the pool bar, and then she kind of stepped away, and she does this little dance, and then there's this blue stuff that's all over, like the dye that was in like Grown Ups and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, ever saw that movie?
Yeah.
Is that real? Does that actually happen? I would imagine the pool would just be fucking neon blue if that was real, because everybody's pissing in the pool.
Oh yeah, if you haven't pissed in a pool, like you're lying.
I don't really do it anymore. You know what the move is? Did this with my kids. Hanging out out back, drinking, having a few cocktails. They're in the kiddie pool, having a good time. I had to pee, so I did hit myself up. I had a bathing suit on. Hit myself up with the hose.
Oh.
Just kind of sprayed myself and just let it go. Felt great. I'm an animal.
Occasionally, when I'm a type 2 diabetic. Occasionally, when my sugar's out of whack, I really have to go pee. So at the time, I was like in Philadelphia, driving Uber. Like bathrooms are not readily available in the city.
No, they don't want you to come in anywhere.
No, they don't.
Even in McDonald's, they'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Or buy some fries.
So I had this big ass water bottle, and I did what I had to do. Filled that thing up nice.
As we advance here, I would love to actually be able to show some videos and stuff, because this video comes to mind that I just saw of, what is it, a colostomy bag that your pee would go in, or is that shit?
I think colostomy is duty.
That sounds like shit.
Yeah.
Colonoscopy. This wasn't that. This was a bag of piss. So this person gets out of the car in a hospital gown, basically. It's in the middle is a tube, and then there's two big bags in the end. One's empty, the other one's full of piss. Full of piss. Gets out in the parking lot, grabs the middle of the thing, whips it, slams it on the ground, breaks it open, and piss just goes everywhere. And then they just proceed with their day. Like, goes into the doctor's, like, throws the rest in the trash and goes to the doctor's office or whatever. It's like, what the hell is that? Then imagine getting out of the car and you just think like somebody spilled something. You walk in that, you're like, somebody. What is this? Just water? I hope, right?
Yeah,
it's like, no.
Somebody spilled some lemonade.
Oh my god. So we were just talking about the piss bag getting blasted open. So that was pretty intense. Now I don't know where to go from here.
How about we talk about something that won't get us kicked off YouTube? What got you into comedy?
That's a good question. So I was always I grew up kind of a shy kid, but then my brother got me into magic. Like, he was always into magic, and I ended up kind of following in his footsteps. So we were on stage, and you get comfortable being on stage, right? That's kind of step one. And then eventually we would become like the host of the show. So you're doing magic, then you're doing jokes in between, you're stretching for time, you're doing all sorts of stuff, right? So that gives you like a lot of really good experience. So I had a lot of great experience doing that. As dorky as it is to be a magician, it helped me out a lot. But I always thought I was funny. I always wanted to do stand-up. And then all of a sudden, here in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, we all of a sudden have like a comedy scene, and we can do open mics. Once I saw I could do that, and then right now I'm between jobs, so I had the time to actually be able to go out and do it. I've always written comedy. I've never done the stand-up. But once you do it, it's addictive.
It is addictive. Like what got me into comedy kind of sounds like an origin story of like a villain.
I'd love to hear it.
when I was about 14, 15, 16 years old, I used to share a lunch table with this kid, and me and him used to like hold court, like bust balls, talk about girls, like make jokes. He ends up being one of the best comics in Philadelphia.
Oh, Shane Gillis?
No, his buddy Sidney Gamp.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. That's where I developed my love of making people laugh, and then I'm actually pretty good at it. So when I hear he's doing comedy, he's like I always wanted to do it.
Yeah, because you ripped together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me till I was 38 to do my first open mic, but no matter where I was in my life, like the desire to do comedy, the love of stand up, just never left me. So when my mind was right, when my life was right, it's like, okay, let's do this. And that was my comedy versary is next month. So it's like the Thursday before Thanksgiving.
Oh wow! So did you do stand up through COVID and stuff too?
No.
So you started when you were 38. You're 44 now. So during COVID, you kind of took a couple years off. But in all, you've been doing it for
I'm
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah.
Like I did a few shows here and there during COVID.
Okay. We won't talk about those. Who knows? They're going to come back and get us. We'll be in the gulag.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember when I first decided I was going to do it, just religiously practicing my material while I was walking on the Schuylkill River Trail.
Yeah.
So people must have thought,
Jesus,
what is wrong with him? Because from day one, I was the way I was, material-wise.
You're just walking down the Schuylkill River Trail, yelling about the Jews. Everybody's like, okay. Yeah. Stay away from him.
Yeah.
Sharpening a knife on a rock.
Yeah, I was practicing the golden facial bit.
Okay.
The camel toe bit. And all my jokes about Mississippi. Just
those are solid.
Yeah,
those are good ones.
And I knew immediately it was for me.
It's tough. It's tough to stop it. Once you start, see, and I'm the one. I keep writing new stuff every week, and I shouldn't do that. I should focus on a set. And I did do a little bit of that. I do feel like I have a decent 5 minutes. Give or take a few jokes depending on like the crowd and how I want to. Do the sequence of the jokes. I could probably stretch it to 8 to 10, but that would be really stretching it. But that's also because I've just written so much week to week to week. But I do remember most of my bits, which is pretty good at this point. Like I have that book. I usually have the notebook as a crutch.
Yeah.
I look at it less and less. Even in the beginning. Well, it depends on how long the bit is, though, too.
Well, your notebook, your phone is like training wheels. Eventually, you're not going to need them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, tell that to William Montgomery.
So my dumb ass, like my first open mic, I was so excited to sign up when they put the list down. I accidentally signed up first for my first open mic.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You really threw yourself into the fire.
Yeah, I had no idea that's how that worked.
Jeremy's really good at coming up with stuff after a few people have gone as well. Yeah. So, like, that kind of gives you... I do the same thing. I hate going first. I like seeing how the room's going, and then I like kind of taking maybe... If you start with a callback, it's like a cheat code. You know what I mean? You start with a callback of something kind of funny that happened. There's a couple comics that do that really good. We don't have to name them, but
like I have my favorite numbers, like 5th, 6th. I want a few people to go. I want the hopefully they bring the energy up.
Yeah. Which is hard to do when things start off stale. It's really hard to get the energy up. But there's a few people that do ignite the room, which is really cool. I don't think I do that yet. But that, I think, comes with the confidence of doing certain bits. Right now, I don't have enough confidence in the new stuff, because a couple people go up there and, man, they command the room, which is really cool to see, because those are the people that we're going to be seeing, in the next few years, putting out specials and stuff.
Yeah, there's absolutely going to be people from the emerging Pottstown comedy scene that are going to make it. None of us in this room.
No, not us, because we don't. We just stay in Pottstown.
Yeah,
we don't go anywhere else. But yeah, a couple of the guys that are hitting up New York, hitting up Philly, really getting their names out there and working the circuit. That's why we're doing this, folks.
I wish I could, but I support myself. I don't. My job only pays so much. I don't have a wife or a girlfriend at home who could, pay my bills.
I think you're probably making out on the positive end of that.
Yeah.
If you had a wife or girlfriend at home, you don't break even with them. You're spending way more money. There's no way. Yeah, I mean, maybe you could say, all right, they cover the electric bill or they cover that bill. Okay, sure. Just what they throw on their fucking credit card in 1 month, you don't want that shit. No.
Just the support system to go all in. I don't have that.
Yeah. That does make it tough. I mean, I'm lucky enough where I do have a pretty decent support system, but it is tough because I'm in between jobs. My wife works, so she's kind of, doing the brunt of that. So when she's working, I got the kids, so it makes it tough. I mean, it's so convenient to be able to go right into Pottstown and be able to do 5-minute set every single week. Which, if you want to come out and see us,
yes, please do.
Yep, open mic at Soul Joel's in Pottstown. It's the old Sunnybrook. Shows start at 7 p.m. They're totally free.
Yeah, totally free.
No drink minimum. Drink what you want, eat what you want. There's a great pub there, Gatsby's, whatever it is. So, is there a T in there? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there? Okay.
Gatsby's.
All right. I should know. I've given enough of my money to that place, but.
And going back to talk about energy, I find that if I'm a little bit more animated and bombastic, more than I would be in real life, it hides the fact that I am a horrific talker.
You're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good right now.
Just wait. I'm going to be lost in thought, looking for words. I'm going to temporarily grow another chromosome.
Well, the first show's working out okay, I think. That's something I joke about with my wife all the time. They call it the tip of the tongue syndrome, where you can't think of the word, and it'll be like the simplest word. It'll be like a pan or a pot. It's like, how can you think of that word? I think, is that...
Yeah, that's how it is.
That's brain damage, I think. Maybe not.
Yeah, when you're the shy kid all the time and all of a sudden you're trying to get by on how you communicate, there's going to be... See? I can't think of the word.
There you go. It's weird how being on stage pulls you out of your shell a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, but you can, you seem almost like a little bit of an introvert, though.
Oh, absolutely am.
Okay. Because I would definitely consider myself an extrovert. So I'm annoying and a pain in the ass.
I've always thought I talk when I have something to say, not a second before.
Okay. That's good.
I'm much better than I used to be. 4 years of talking to my passengers in my Uber, doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Has helped a lot, but I'm never going to talk your ear off.
There's got to be wild conversations with your passengers. Or some of them probably aren't even words that they're forming at that point. I would imagine they're not even coherent sometimes.
Oh yeah, I've had my fair share of drunkies.
Wouldn't you just be like, let me do all the drugs? Let me just one last hurrah, right? Isn't that a lot of them do that, right? They do one last hurrah. For an alcoholic, that might be a little bit easier because you can just grab a handle and chug it.
So I was told when I first started working at the rehab, and I'm picking somebody up from the residence,
Mm-hmm.
don't call too far in advance because they will do that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense. You got to kind of catch them off guard a little
Yeah,
bit.
but like I'll give them like 15, 20 minutes.
It's like what they might do, like, when they're going to go raid a drug house. Like,
Yeah.
they don't want to tip anybody off because then they're going to flush everything.
Or sometimes I won't give them any advance at all. I'll just be like, "Hi, I'm here."
Yeah. That's probably the best way to go about it. For your own safety, too,
Yep.
I would imagine. Kind of catch them off guard a little bit.
Oh fuck!
Oh, you're good.
I don't have too many, horrific stories from my time driving Uber because I quite literally did like 5,000 or 6,000 trips.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was my full time job for 4 years.
Damn. Now, and then they kind of incentivize it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like... They've made it a little bit of a gamification.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got that...
like goals.
yeah, like you do 20 orders tonight and you get an extra, whatever, $100 or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is manipulative. They're designing more and more jobs to be like casinos, actually. They're trying to really manipulate people, which I guess is kind of needed.
Well, if you're not completely stupid, that going in, and you just, ignore like the upper goals. Like my goal was like the bottom tier.
Okay.
So I'll get my extra $50 and take it from there.
Yeah. That's not bad. If you're just, because then you kind of appeal to everybody. There's the people that are like overachievers that are like, I'm just going to do as many as I can. And I'm going to get a little extra money, which is cool.
I'm going to do 600 rides in 1 week. I'm going to make that extra 1,000. Like, good for you. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I like, being at home.
That extra 1,000 that you make probably needs to go back into your car that month.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway. You know what I mean? Like, the wear and tear on the gas alone right now has got to be insane. I mean, I know the fees and the stuff, they're really jacking you. Like, if you get a $15 meal or something like that, you're going to end up spending $25, $30 with the fees, the tip, the delivery. But it makes sense because, gas is so expensive right now. But then the wear and tear on your tires, have to do oil change constantly. I mean, that's such a burden.
I was getting oil changes every month, a month and a half. I was replacing tires every year. Same with my brakes.
I just had an oil change today. Shout out Firestone and Pottstown.
Thank God you didn't go to the oil and tire place right next to you.
Oh,
yeah.
Which one's that one?
Mavis
or something? Oh, the one right here.
Yeah.
We've used them before, too.
Yeah,
a few times.
They suck balls.
It's very convenient for us because we can literally walk across the hill and then, hang out here.
But they hire people who need to be in rehab.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of mechanic shops, I would imagine, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cigarettes and tattoos, and I imagine that they're taking a lot of bathroom breaks.
Oh, absolutely.
Got a little...
So, I can't remember any horrific stories from Uber. They were there. I just, after a while, the trips all kind of blend together. This one time I was picking up 2 girls after a night of drinking.
Two girls, 1 cup?
I guess.
Okay.
One cup of whatever the hell they were drinking.
If you don't know what that is, Google it, people.
And they were the kind of drunk where they were crying and hugging a lot.
Okay.
Like this was the best night ever. I'm so glad we've been friends since the 3rd grade. Blah blah blah.
We know where this is going.
No, you don't.
Oh God. All right.
You're probably thinking that they start to make out in the backseat of my car or something.
I was hoping.
No.
Okay.
So I dropped the one girl off, and she says something along the lines of "stinky bitch."
That's the safe word.
And I'm thinking to myself, I might even have said it like, "Aren't you girls like friends?" And she says something like, "I've never liked her."
Nice.
Just
that's pretty much all women out there, by the way. If you have a friend, if you're a woman and you're in you have friends out there, they're not really your friends. They're your enemies.
Yeah.
They don't like you. That's just the way women usually are. There's always a cattiness there.
Yeah.
There's a few cool women that are, pretty chill and they get pretty good friend circles together. But it's a fucking podcast, people. We're making jokes. Relax.
And I've done this one story in my act for a while. I'm picking up a young couple in Pottstown. It's very clear that they're in love, like that new love. And I see where we're going, and I can't help it. I scream out like the glee of a toddler, "Oh boy, we're going to the zoo!" Not knowing that it was a surprise for his girlfriend.
Nice.
Yeah. They were very cool about it.
Yeah, that's not so bad. I know a girl from my high school that didn't want to know the gender of her baby. And she went her entire pregnancy until the delivery day when the nurse said, "Hey, aren't you guys excited to have a girl?" And they were literally about to kill the nurse in the hospital. So that's a little bit worse than ruining the zoo surprise. But I get it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, it's a bummer. It's a bummer.
And I tell people...
And it sucks that you're having a girl, too.
Yeah.
Man, I sound awful on this podcast.
They are the inferior gender.
I
doubled down.
It's true. But China's fucked without... Well, they're not fucked. That's the problem. The ratio of men to women, they really fuck themselves over there. They're like, well, in Japan, they're buying panties out of vending machines. What's going on, Asian people? All right, no, we should change the subject.
Yeah, let's... But yeah, I tell people, and I say this in the act, if you're going to pull that Romeo shit, tell your driver first.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine there's been some proposals and stuff that's happened in those cars.
Oh, I'm
like giving the ring to the driver to hold on to or something. That might be a little bit scary, though. Oh, sorry, people. That's what can happen. Oh, Ontario's calling me. What the fuck? It must be Trudeau. Really, Ontario.
Oh, cool.
What the hell's going on there? It might be a job I applied to. All right. Well, tell those...
It's after hours.
Tell those trans people to... No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking up everything right now.
Yeah, that would have been cool, like be part of a proposal. I would have been down for that.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I guess people would feel pretty uncomfortable giving the ring over to the driver, but people do that all the time at restaurants.
Yeah,
they give it to the chef. But that fucks up. That's always in a movie too, where somebody eats the ring. But that happens. Like more often than not.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen if somebody gives me the ring? I'm just going to put it someplace safe. I'm going to keep my
lock it in the glove box.
I'm going to keep my windows up.
Yeah. You stick it in your ass. They can fish for it later.
That's going to be a little hard to do in a moving car, and I'm a fat boy.
No, you look great.
My sarcasm alarm just went off.
We're both doing good. We both just lost 285 pounds, both of us. Not combined. We both individually lost exactly 285 pounds. So if you think we look like fat pieces of shit, you're right.
Oh, you have the computer in front of you. Me, I'm just, thank God I'm wearing a dark color.
That's true. I could put this down a little bit. There you go. There's tits there.
Yeah, they can see your fat shoulder.
Nah, my shoulders look pretty good. Bert Kreischer. Been working out. Laying off the alcohol. Just, kicking up the other stuff. So I think we're pretty close. We're at about 45 or so.
Okay.
How do we want to end it?
By sucking each other's.
All right, folks. If you want to see that, you're going to have to subscribe to our Patreon, which does not exist yet. But if you want to see it, let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. And do you want to plug anything?
Not really.
Other than your butthole. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.